Hello gaming friends, I hope you've been well. I've been playing the complete opposite of cozy games during my spare time recently, and after stressing myself out by playing the joy that is Elden Ring, I thought now would be a great opportunity to share what I've been playing when I just want to bask in the cozy vibes and actually de-stress after a long day, instead of trying to relax by poorly choosing to invest dozens of hours in action-heavy games like Cyberpunk 2077. And while farming or life sims like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing are tried and true classics in the cozy genre, there are also so many unique cozy games that have been released recently that I think definitely deserve some time in the spotlight. So I've come up with a small list of generally newer game recs, split between the PC and Switch, that I've played recently and would rec to any cozy game enjoyers. And here they are. The first game on my list is indie gem Tunic. Ironically enough, this is referred to in some circles as Elden Ring if it were cute and featured foxes, but I will say it is nowhere near as stressful as Elden Ring, and the ambience of this game is incredibly relaxing. You could just hang out in the first area's forest for the vibes, and that would be enough to fall asleep to. In Tunic, you play as a small fox stranded on a mysterious island filled with lush forests, ruins, catacombs, and all manner of interesting enemies, setting forth on a journey to uncover secrets and forge your own little legend. Since it is a Souls-like, expect to dodge roll while you're busy whittling away at enemies and the occasional boss fight. But outside of combat, I've found that there's plenty of moments to sit back, relax, and enjoy the quiet downtime. There isn't any dialogue in the game, and most of its story is told through the environment, but I found that added more to its charm and its peacefulness in between combat. The OST is absolutely adorable, and there are plenty of tracks that I came across while playing that just stole my heart. Case in point. If you've ever played or heard of the game Journey, which had one of the most beautiful game environments, in my opinion, to have ever existed in gaming history, then I would call Sky the spiritual successor to Journey because of its art style and co-op elements being uniquely similar. It's actually hard for me to describe what type of game this is without comparing it to Journey, but if I had to summarize, I'd say Sky is an atmospheric adventure game with co-op elements. I really like this game for its art direction more so than anything else, because while the main gameplay involves exploration that's pretty fun, just wandering around and listening to the music is probably my favorite part. Some of you actually recommended this to me, so thank you so much for that. I hope I'm doing my part by sharing it back to those who haven't heard of it. It's a free game, so I hope you'll try to pick this up, and I'd recommend playing it late at night with some dim lighting to make it feel extra magical, and I hope you enjoy. Our next game is Unpacking. This game is often brought up in cozy game recs, and for good reason. In Unpacking, you play as someone moving from location to location as they go through certain periods of their life, organizing and arranging their belongings in satisfying ways. As you progress through the story, you learn more about the character's life and are tasked with organizing an increasing amount of items throughout a variety of rooms as the main character's space evolves. The ambience and aesthetic of this game is just really charming. I don't know how else to describe it, but I can tell there was a lot of love put into this game. There's also something super relaxing about organizing virtual knickknacks, and the soundtrack and ambience makes it extra cozy. For example, you can hear rain hitting the roof when no music is playing in some of the levels. Just like Tunic, Unpacking is a story told through the environment, so there won't be any dialogue in the game. I will say it's quite a short game, but it can be replayed for collectible stickers you get in each level. One of my favorite parts of the game, and spoilers, so avert your ears if you don't want to hear it, is figuring out that our protagonist is also a gamer. I like my fair share of puzzle games, so I came across Inbento a little while ago in the Nintendo Switch eShop while it was on sale, and picked it up. After several hours invested into the puzzles, I definitely recommend it if, like me, you like simple puzzle games like Picross. In Inbento, you play as a cat mom, in the literal sense, diligently prepping bentos for her child, and that's all I really need to say about that. The puzzles are relatively simple at first, but more mechanics are introduced to you as you progress. If you're looking for generally wholesome vibes in a low-stress puzzle game, this might be for you. It's just something perfect to play in bed on a rainy weekday night before you head off to sleep. Similar to other games on this list, there's no dialogue to interrupt your chill vibes, but the storytelling done through cute illustration is more than enough, I think. So I've been playing through all of these games to fill up the time, and if you know a bit about me, you know that I also like keeping my gaming hobby very organized. Since I've been trying to juggle all these games and keep track of upcoming cozy games, I've continued to use Notion for that purpose, who are supporters of this channel and were also so kind as to sponsor this video and this segment. Since I've used Notion to keep tabs on all of the games I'm currently playing and upcoming games, I thought I would take a moment to give you a quick mini tour of my custom gaming Notion space to show how I've organized everything. For those who are unfamiliar, Notion is an all-in-one digital workspace I've personally used to keep track of all the games I play, among a bunch of other things. I've also tailored my space to make me happy every time I open up, so you'll notice a lot of GIFs and whatnot, but it can be as minimalist, utilitarian, or as aesthetic as you'd like. That's part of Notion's flexibility as a productivity tool. The main part of this little space is my currently playing and backlog sections, which showcase everything I'm currently playing and which games I'll be picking up after I'm done with the ones I'm working on at the moment. It also helps me keep track of all the games I've dropped and might pick back up if I feel like it, but it's always helpful if I don't know what to play next. There's definitely a sense of comfort and satisfaction I get from seeing all the games in here because I'll never run out of things to play, and because I've set my Notion space in a way that makes it easy to add games as I discover them. Each game I have in this space acts as a little nook where I keep to-dos for in-game tests, notes on what I need to remember in-game, and links of helpful resources. So it's basically a diary for each game that I can look back on once I've finished. Fun fact, Notion basically carried me through my first playthrough of Elden Ring because that game doesn't give you a quest log at all, which is part of its charm, I guess. The most exciting part of this space is my game wish list, which is where I put information on games I'm looking forward to trying and keeping track of for its release date. I've also actually included a few cozy games in this category, which I would highly recommend that you check out. Those being Witchbrook, Puff Pals, Haunted Chocolatier, Spirit Tea, and Stray. Everything that I've shown you so far was built natively in Notion, since your Notion can be customized to your needs, whether that's for school, work, your business, or just gaming. Like I like to use it in this instance. I've actually fully showcased my gaming Notion setup in a separate video, so feel free to take a peek there if you'd like to learn more about my Notion setup. I've also made a template of this updated gaming Notion space available via one of the links in the description below, and it's pre-populated with all of the games I mentioned in this video, as well as the upcoming games I'm excited for, so I hope it comes in handy while you're gaming. If you end up using my template, I definitely suggest further customizing it to your needs so that it keeps you company on your own gaming adventures. And I'd love to know what's on your own backlog and wish list. Notion is free to use, so I'd highly encourage you to sign up and try it for yourself. And if you do, please use the link in the description so they know that I sent you. If you're craving something cute and quirky with witchy vibes and would prefer more of a story-driven experience, I would recommend The Little Witch in the Woods, a stylish pixel adventure game with some of the most adorable character sprites I've ever seen, and a lot of humor and heart in its dialogue. In this game, you play as Ellie, an apprentice witch, as she lives her daily apprentice life, generally doing chill witchy things like collecting materials, exploring the areas around her little witch cottage, brewing potions, and striking up conversations with cute magical friends. It's currently in pre-release, so for those who are unfamiliar with that term, you're paying for early access and to support a game that's still a work in progress. But I wouldn't let that deter you from giving this a shot if you're looking for a cute, lighthearted adventure game with really cute art direction. There's still plenty of game to enjoy even before the full release. So, Ni no Kuni Crossworlds is actually a new live service game that's an expansion of the Ni no Kuni series, neatly wrapped up in a cutely presented mmorpg package. If you're familiar with the Ni no Kuni series at all, you'll know that its aesthetic is heavily inspired by Studio Ghibli, and this game is no exception. It's It's quite a mellow MMORPG experience, but you can socialize, collect familiars, decorate housing, and do all the typical MMORPG things in a cozy atmosphere. I've played a little bit of it as a preview on my channel. Full disclosure, I was sponsored then, but if Ghibli is your thing and you don't mind MMORPGs, I'd recommend that you try it for yourself, as it is free to play, and there is a lot of charm to the game. And those are all the cozy game recs I have for you this time. Thank you so much for letting me share these with you, and I hope one of these captures your fancy. These are all wonderful games with really unique art styles and qualities, so please do check them out. I've also seen some of them on sale recently, so now is a great time to be adding games to your backlog for the summer. I hope you have a good one, and thank you for watching.